Hey everybody, welcome back. We're doing another T4 ISO-8 recommendation list with Punk, Yeti, and myself. So this time it's going to be for XFactor. Obviously we only got two characters, but these two characters are so good, we thought that we needed one of those under construction type infographics. So I'll show you the infographic, we'll put it up on our Discords, all that kind of stuff. If you're new to the channel, then go ahead and click the Discord link in the description below. That's where a lot of the chatter goes on for the stuff that we try to do here on the channel, which is basically to help you in Marvel Strike Force. And yeah, just chat and you get notifications of different videos, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe, all that stuff too. But anyway, we're going to get to this XFactor team. These guys are really good. Love them. And honestly, any PvP mode, they're fantastic. But we're going to be talking about the ISO-8 and the T4 upgrade recommendation. So let's go get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so here's the infographic. As always, Punk does a fantastic job. I always want to shout this out. We have a specific Patreon tier. If you want to help support these Punk specific efforts, I think it's called it might be called Brotherhood, but it's the one with the pyro image. So if you want to help support this group and specifically these type of things, that one goes, you know, that one's for these infographics as opposed to some of the other ones which are, you know, more specific to some other stuff. So support Punk, support these infographic efforts. Go check out that Patreon. So here's the awesome work that he did here. You can obviously get a quick peek at what we got. We got the under construction spot below. For any of you who are not familiar with this, the way the top works is we typically show you the right position from left to right, but there's only two characters here, so frankly it really doesn't matter at this point. We just threw a couple of the images up there to check them out, and then we've got the ISO-8s under each character, which I'll go through in a second, and then underneath that we rank as far as priority as the T4 goes, 1 through 20, depending on what the team is, if they've got minions and stuff like that. We got a color coding that's got a legend at the bottom, essential, really good, all these different things. Just don't. If you see a gray, we're saying just don't. And then you can kind of see the different bars which rank, you know, how much, you know, the priority on these things. So you can maybe see 4 and 5 have the same or similar, but one's above the other. And then on the right-hand side, we've got the damage increase rank. And we'll zoom in real good here where you guys can see the beautiful, beautiful infographics here. This damage increase rank, I've got a giant T4 spreadsheet that I take all of the T4 upgrades that are damage based and rank them. And it's a bang for your buck type situation so that you know, hey, you know, this one increases by 20%, but that one increases by 100%. Well, the 20% might actually be better depending on the base damage. So anyway, it ranks it to give you another idea of, you know, where these things might fall damage wise. And like I said, you just kind of go through here and check it out. So again, I love these infographics that Punk puts together. I'm obviously biased, but I think he does good work. So we will go ahead and check out the ISOs. No surprise here. All game modes, all different things, radar across the board. Yeah, there's not much to really talk about there. I'll go through. This is the spreadsheet that Yeti and I put together for this. So, you know, you can see here, it's all I say is crit, 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 nothing more to say. You know, Yeti's comment over here is level 5 ISO-8 is near essential for the pair to come online and become dominant. He says the same thing for both. We're on the same page there. Do Raider for these guys. Crit is everything. At number 8, we both agreed that it was Shatterstar's basic. And I'll zoom in a little bit better here for you guys so you can kind of see some of this. This is considered solid. This upgrade is really about an additional 40% on the primary target and an additional 30% on the bonus attack. You also get the additional 30% on the bonus attack if Longshot's the ally. And let's be real, with this team, you're always going to have them paired together. They work too well together. I think this XFactor team is going to be a potential Symbiotes 2.0. I say that because the first two characters are so good. Similar to, I mean, these guys are actually better in my opinion than what Venom and Carnage were when they first came in the game. Those two were pretty decent. These two guys are definitely like, yeah, let me use. Like, Venom and Carnage definitely made their mark, but these guys feel like they're making their mark a little bit more. And then eventually, as more symbiotes came, symbiotes were just an amazing team. Fully expecting XFactor to be similar in that regard. So my comment for Shatterstar Basic, it's not a great damage increase, but given it hits 2 to 3 times, it's going to be a really nice upgrade there. Coming in at number 7, I've personally got Shatterstar Alt, which is ranked 138th, but it hits everybody, so you got to remember that. It's nice damage and not a very long cooldown. It's a 4-turn cooldown. You attack the primary target for an additional 40% damage. You get that guaranteed third chain, which is nice. And the adjacent targets get an additional 40% damage. It's pretty nice. Now, counterattack does break this chain, but with Longshot, you got to remember, he's going to attack all enemies. So if these guys are paired up, again, which they should be, the Shatterstar is just going to hit everybody, and it's going to be a 40% damage increase. And then obviously you get the defense up for 2 turns for himself and all XFactor allies. So I love this ability. It's great. You're going to hit a lot of other people for 40% more damage. Yeti's got Longshot's basic, which I'll get my comments in a second. You can see his Shatterstar Ultimate. He's got it 8, which I just covered. So the Longshot basic, which comes in at rank 98 to a primary target, my comment is it's like the same thing as Shatterstar's basic. It's just because of his base damage and the percentages, it's got a higher ranking as far as the damage increase. So that's why you see it ranked higher than Shatterstar's basic. And again, it's, the percent higher for the primary target, the bonus target, and then if Shatterstar's an ally again, you bonus attack again. It's the same thing, except for the percentage and damage, the base damage there. So again, same comment there. I like that one a little bit better than the Shatterstar basic. Now at 5, we both have Shatterstar Special, which also hits everybody. My comment here, well, and actually before I get into my comment, it's you get an additional 40% damage here, or 40% piercing, which there's formulas out there with piercing and all that, but 40% piercing against all is pretty nice, and you're playing obviously the defense down for 2 turns, which is you really want, because you can, my comment is it's a good first turn move to get the defense down on a target. You follow up with a Longshot ultimate, and that dude or person or whoever you're attacking is gonna go bye-bye. So Shatterstar, I really hope, sometimes he struggles to get that defense down on there. We'll see how the team shakes out as far as focus and all that kind of thing goes. But I will say that the Shatterstar Special does have a 6-turn cooldown on it. So depending on how energy generation's going, it might take a little bit there. But it is a good first turn ability. Coming in at number 4, Longshot's Ultimate. It's ranked number 3. Now, it's only hitting 1 target. And Yeti and I both agree that this should be ranked number 4. And I make a comment here that I was so close to making this essential, but because of the long cooldown, I struggled with making it essential. But like I mentioned before, when you're following Shatterstar's Special, this thing is going to knock somebody out. So, if you're finding that after Shatterstar's Special and you're using this and you're still killing a target, you probably don't need to use that T4. But if you're finding that they're just a little bit short, or, they got a chunk of energy, it's like, you know what, maybe I put the T4 in there and I guarantee that I take 1 person off the board. That's when you really want to, and that's okay to test with T4s. Sometimes you want to do that. It's like, you know what, I like this T4, but I want to see if I can get away with not using it. That's really the name of the game, that min-max concept, right? So you get an additional 150% damage on this thing, and this attack is already hit. It has 50% extra crit chance. And the damage is increased by an amount equal to this character's total crit chance. So this thing can hit like bonkers, 200k plus easy, depending what's out there. And especially when you get those defense downs, I just flat out love that ability. Coming in at number 3, we both have Longshot Special. Again, this is hitting everybody, and it's got a crazy short cooldown. So it's a really high damage increase. It's a 2-turn cooldown, which makes it essential in my opinion. You use it so much that the damage increase is just nuts, and it is a 60% damage increase that applies bleed. So with that 60% damage increase, it's ranked 49. It's hitting everybody, and the cooldown is so insanely small. You got to do it. In my opinion, you got to do this over the ult, because it's just boom, 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 boom. He's doing this all the time. So I love that one. Coming in at number 2, got Shatterstar's passive. Yeti's also got Shatterstar's passive. This is basically on self or ally crit, barrier self and XFactor allies for an additional 10%. So a total of 20% of this character's max health. And on what it adds, when you put a T4 into this, it adds on turn heal for 20% of this character's max health. So that by itself, the fact that it adds the on turn heal for 20% of this character's max health, you want that because it keeps the character around. I also think that the additional 10% barrier you get on crit is another reason you want this. So both of those are worthy of this T4. And as this team crits more barrier, and hopefully he gets to his turn so that he can heal for 20%. And that's the idea. Crit, 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 barrier, 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 get to your turn, heal. So I just straight up love this. It's must have for the self-heal, but the barrier is nothing to, you know, you want that as well. You need that barrier. And then coming in at number 1, Yeti and I both have the long shot passive. Another great ability. The same comment where it's a must-have on the self-heal, where it does same kind of concept here, where on turn it adds that 20% heal for a character. And with the crit for him is on self or ally crit, fill speed bar by 10 to 20% for self and XFactor allies. So instead of 10% on a crit, you get 20% speed bar on crit. So you want that speed bar to keep going. So again, so these characters can heal themselves as well. Now, if XFactor actually gets a character that also does some inherent healing, I mean, can you imagine if XFactor gets a on crit heal other XFactor allies? This team is going to be awesome. Awesome. I actually am kind of hoping, this is weird to say maybe, but I'm hoping that they find in it, I don't know if it makes sense lore-wise, but I'm hoping a little bit that Scopely is going to find a way to make XFactor be the arena counter to Black Order. And maybe they'll throw a legendary on this team, and that legendary is critical, and you know, you get the high reds, and I don't know. I think it could be a lot of fun. Longshot and Shatterstar are amazing by themselves. You're plug and playing them with, you know, Ultrons, with Namors, and someone in my alliance was said, and a ham sandwich, and it'll beat Marauders. And it's true. You can definitely do it. Now, how much it punches up might vary a little bit, but you know, let's be real. If you're using Fantastic Four on defense, you can get to Namor's turn. You've already cleared a bunch of deflects. Works pretty good. So anyway, there's a lot to this team. I love them. We really hope this infographic helps you guys. That's why we do these things. We try to put them out there for you so that you got a little bit of guidance, and then decide for yourself. You know, a lot of times red stars really do play into what you're going to do with some of these upgrades, but with this team, I think you want to build them up regardless. I'm bringing Longshot into Dark Dimension 4 because he's not super expensive as far as the Gear Tier 15 uniques, and I believe he's going to be even more valuable down the road. He's already, in my opinion, very valuable with some offense in war, and you're seeing him on some more defenses with some Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel type combos as well. So that's what we got. Again, link to the Discords in the description below, where you can come find the infographic. Mention the Patreon if you want to help support it. That's always appreciated. Hammer down that like button, notification bell, subscription button. You guys know the drill. And until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.